For the content of this video for identifying some achievements and technology after Ferdinand Marcos for being the president in the Philippines, and we should trace how they helped shape the Philippines as a nation.
Science and technology in the Philippines describes scientific and technological progress made by the Philippines and analyzes related policy issues. The main agency responsible for managing science and technology is the Department of Science and Technology, which is the DOST. There are also sectoral councils for forestry, agriculture, and aquaculture, the metal industry, nuclear research, food and nutrition health, meteorology, volcanology, and seismology. Science and technology is an interdisciplinary topic encompassing science, technology, and their interactions. Science is a systematic enterprise that builds and organizes knowledge in the form of explanations and predictions about nature and the universe.
Fidel Mundo or Fe Villanueva del Mundo was born in November 27, 1911 in Intramuros, Manila, Philippine Islands. Died on August 7, 2011 in Quezon City, Philippines. Nationality is Filipino. Her alma mater is the University of the Philippines, Manila, Boston University, and her occupation is pediatrician. She's known for the National Scientist of the Philippines. Fidel Mundo or Fe Villanueva del Mundo was a Filipina pediatrician. She founded the first pediatric hospital in the Philippines and is known for shaping the modern child healthcare system in the Philippines. Her pioneering work in pediatrics in the Philippines while in active medical practice spanned 8 decades. She gained international recognition including the Ramon Magsaysay Award for Public Service in 1977. In 1980, she was conferred the rank at the title of the National Scientist of the Philippines, and in 2010, she was conferred the Order of La Candula. She was the first female president of the Philippines Pediatric Society and the first woman to be named the National Scientist of the Philippines in 1980. She was also the founder and the first president of the Philippines Pediatric Society, the first Asian to be elected president of the Philippines Medical Association in 6 to 5 existence, and the first Asian to be voted president of the Medical Women's International Association.
Pediatrics is the one of her contribution to our nation, which is the Philippines.
What is pediatrics? Pediatrics is the branch of medicine that involves the medical care of infants, children, and adolescents.
Maria Horace A. Ilagan, born on November 29, 1892 and died on February 13, 1945. She was a Philippine food technologist, pharmaceutical chemist, humanitarian, and a war heroine. She experimented with foods native to the Philippines. And during World War II, she developed Suyalak, a nutrient-rich drink from soybeans, and Darak, which rice cookies packed with vitamin B1 which prevent beriberi disease. She also helped smuggled into Japanese internment camps that helped save the lives of thousands of Filipinos, Americanos, and other nationals. She introduced to the public the well-known banana ketchup. Orasa completed her bachelor's and master's degrees in pharmaceutical chemistry as well as an additional degree in food chemistry. He was then offered a position as an assistant chemist for the state of Washington before returning to the Philippines in 1922 to focus on addressing the problem of malnutrition in her homeland. She invented many types of food to maximize the need of imported products to feed Filipinos. She took advantage of the abundant natural resources of the Philippine Islands such as native fruits, crops, and vegetables to make the Philippines self-sufficient. During World War II, Orasa joined Marquis guerrillas to fight for Philippines' freedom. She invented over 700 recipes during her lifetime, including Suyalak and Darak, which saved thousands of lives during the war. Also invented a process of canning goods for the guerrilla warriors fighting for the liberation of the Philippines. Without her food inventions, thousands of people would have died in internment camps, hospitals, and on the streets.
Gavino Trono Jr., born in 1931, is a Filipino marine biologist dubbed as the father of Capapicus farming. He was conferred the rank of National Scientist of the Philippines for contributions to the study of tropical marine psychology. focusing on seaweed biodiversity. He is currently a professor emeritus of the University of the Philippine Marine Science Institute.
Algae is one of Gavino Trono contribution in the Philippines, so what is algae?
Algae are important as primary producer in aquatic ecosystem. Most algae are eukaryotic, photosynthesis organisms that live in a wet environment. They are distinguished from the higher plants by a lot of true roots, stem, or leaves. They do not flower. Many species are single-celled and microscopic. Many others are multicellular to the degree or another some of these growing too large. Psychology includes the study of prokaryotic forms known as blue-green algae or cyanobacteria. Psychologists typically focus on either freshwater or ocean algae and further within this area, other diatoms or soft algae.
Eduardo Quasimbing was born on November 24, 1895 at Santa Cruz. He studied BSB at University of Philippines, Los Baños in 1918. His MS at the University of the Philippines, Los Baños in 1921. And PhD in plant taxonomy, systematics, and morphology or biology at the University of Chicago in 1923. From 1920, he was attached to the College of Agriculture in UP, and from 1926 to the University of California. In 1928, he was appointed systematic botanist, and from February 1934, acting chief of the Natural Museum Division of the Bureau of Science, Manila, equivalent to the present director of the National Museum. Eduardo was a leading authority on plants in the Philippines. On November 11, 1895 to August 23, 1986.
Plant taxonomy is the contribution of Eduardo Quasimbing.
Plant taxonomy is closely allied to plant systematics, and there is no sharp boundary between the two. In practice, plant systematics involves a relationship between plants and their evolution, especially at the higher levels, whereas plant taxonomy deals with the actual handling of plant specimens. Plant taxonomy is well known for being turbulent and traditionally not having any close agreement on circumscription and placement of taxa.